So in my last video, I actually spoke about a certain trauma that has actually engulfed South Africa. And this is actually manifesting in the likes of murders. We see men murdering their girlfriends and their kids and then blowing up themselves. Now there's been this attempt by even a police cop who actually shot his own girlfriend and then tried to shoot himself, but somehow he's not dead and he's under police guard at the moment. And Mckenzie here is actually arguing that that police cop has to go to jail somehow. And this really speaks of the trauma that I actually see in South Africa. Let's listen to Mckenzie actually analyze how he sees this problem. And I'll be back for a short analysis.
And when something happens in El Rado Park, I can't sit at home or be on holiday when our people in El Rado Park is a tragedy. What has happened to Chesnay is really nothing new. Girls are being killed at the hands of some of our police, and it gives me great joy to say that we have a police minister now that's really focused and that is going to make sure that he brings this down. It is a tragedy. It shouldn't happen. But as you can see, this family is not alone. You have the whole community out here.
What are some of the measures that the government is doing to make sure that they hold perpetrators accountable?
I think the first thing for me, was really that shows the seriousness, is the Minister of Police saying that, you know what, we need to track police-issued guns. Because the majority of people that get killed in this country by police-issued firearms. And for the Minister to put the emphasis on that, to say we need to track what happened when a policeman says, and he told me that, and I was like, that's the way to start. And also the second thing is that police stations are becoming very friendly towards women when they come to report, and they are more believed as they should be. Police stations are no longer a cold place for women to report these matters. But I think there's a problem with the police, certain police, that gives all the police a bad name. What has happened to Chesnay, we're going to make sure that the world knows the story. We're going to make sure that the world acts. And I want to ask the community from the bottom of my heart not to take the law into their own hands. He needs to go to court. He needs to go and answer for shooting Chesnay. He mustn't die now. He must still go to jail and pay for the crime of taking a life over Christmas.
Okay, terrible, guys, terrible. So what really happened? It says that according to the incident report at El Dorado Park Police Station, right, this sergeant had gone to visit his girlfriend, and her name was Chesnay, okay, as you heard from Mckenzie, 22 years old. And it says that she was a crime prevention warden who was off duty on that particular day. So it says that the sergeant was actually under the influence of alcohol while on duty with a constable. Now, the sergeant allegedly forced Chesnay into the police vehicle while two friends and her mother came outside during this whole commotion. So it appears that there was a fight or something, and he tried to force her into the police vehicle he came with. He then says that the officer allegedly assaulted Chesnay and her friends, but the women managed to overpower him and ran back into the house where they locked themselves in. Now, it says that the sergeant then allegedly took his service pistol and went back to the yard where he fired shots through the window kitchen, the kitchen window rather, and hit his girlfriend Chesnay. He then fled from the scene. It says that Chesnay was taken to Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital, where she was declared dead on arrival. Okay, and it then says that according to the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, it says this officer then allegedly shot himself when he was about to be arrested. So immediately he realized that what he had done and he was going to be arrested, he then shoots himself, but he didn't die. Okay, it then says that the spokesperson of IP then says here that the officer is actually in hospital under police guard, and that this officer is facing a murder charge and will make his first appearance at the Proteas Magistrate Court on December the 30th. So that's tomorrow. And this is why Mckenzie has taken this on his chest, has taken this as his own personal fight, that this cop is going to go to jail. He's going to be arrested, he's going to sleep in jail. And I'm sure Mckenzie will make sure, because that's where this kind of person deserves to be. It's really unfortunate, this whole trauma we speak about. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. And so you see, even the father of the lady actually speaks a lot about her, passion and vigor, as a person, as a South African, and how this whole tragic end. Let's listen to her dad actually break down, what really happened and how this whole problem transpired.
But right now I'm with the family of the deceased. I am with the father of the deceased to tell us more. Thank you so much for your time, Baba. Can you please tell us what happened? Narrate everything to us.
Okay, yesterday morning we got a call from one of Chesney's friends that she's been shot. My wife woke me up, and so we rushed to the scene. As we got there, we still looked out for him because, as we heard, he was still on the scene, driving up and down there. But when we got there, he wasn't there, and so we called the ambulance, but they took too long. So I said to myself, "No, I'm gonna take my daughter to hospital," and that's what we did. Me and my son, we took his sister, my daughter, to the hospital at Barra. I just want to commend them as well. They did a brilliant job. They did everything possible to save her life, but unfortunately she didn't make it. And then I informed my wife, and we are heartbroken. Children are supposed to bury the fathers and their mothers, but now we have to bury a child. And she was a young, nice girl still. She hasn't even seen her life yet. There's no words to describe it. There's no words to describe it. But the police commissioner of the El Dorado Park SAPS was here. They promised us that we're gonna get justice for our daughter, and that's what we also asked for. We want justice because this has to be the end.
My condolences. And how are you going to remember her? Can you please describe her?
She was a very bubbly young lady, man. Just last week, she called me. She said, "Pa, can I move back home?" I said to her, "My daughter, we brought you into this world. So I will always love you. I will always, me and her mother, I will always love you." But I said to her, you can choose your friends, but you can never choose family. You are stuck with us. And that's what I said to her. I said, "You welcome back, my baby. You welcome back," because she was my baby. We're going to miss her. Really, we're going to miss her. But the main thing in everything, we just want justice. We really want justice. We want justice, and that's our plea, and that's the reason why we're on this, because we want justice for our daughter. She's not just going to be another statistic. No, we want justice for her.
And was there any signs that their relationship was toxic or there was a physical abuse?
There was lots of signs, but she never told me because she didn't want me to get involved. And that's the sad part about it. I said to her, "I'm your father. I'll always be there for you. I'll always love you, my child. We can go through ups and downs. Yeah, we have our love-hate relationship, but we always love you. Me and your mother loves you. So come to us and tell us." We always had to hear in the street what happened to her. And that is what broke me. Ask her mother even. But her mother can't speak because she's so traumatized by this whole episode. So, but like I said, for us, now, it's only, I know nothing's going to bring my daughter back. Nothing's going to bring her back. But we need justice. We need justice.
And finally, guys, I think another problem I see is the fact that, a lot of South Africans are really fearful to approach the cops because they feel that, police of SAPS isn't able to, carry out analysis of their problems or even solve their problems. And at the end of the day, many people internalize problems in South Africa that the cops, at least the police, should actually be handling. And so I think this is why many of the ministers in the GNU actually praise Senzom Chunu for being an effective leader, and hopefully would transform SAPS. But I thought that this speech by this guy here was really powerful in that how he expresses his difficulty and how the people actually are beginning to be afraid of cops in South Africa, and what implications that has for the safety that we're actually looking for in South Africa. Let's take a quick listen and share your thoughts in the comments.
Can you please tell us, how do you feel about what's happening here, the issue of gender-based violence?
The gender-based violence here is very strong, ma'am. And what happened to just now, it's sad, yeah, and I wouldn't like it to happen to anyone's child, you see. And what I don't like is every time when it happens, when a cop shoot a child, then he gets away with everything, you know. But we want justice for Chesney, you see. And I hope that the cops can work with us. But now the cops work against us, not with us. And each and every one of us are scared to go to a cop, you see, now, because of these happenings. And yeah. So, yeah.
And the police minister, they've mentioned that they will try and solve this and cap this scourge of gender-based violence. What is it that you'd like to see?
You see, there's a lot of shooting in El Dorado Park all over in the colored areas. We like for that to stop. Understand? We don't just want people to just talk. We want action. Understand? Because you can just say, I want this to stop. We're working on it. But then you just don't do anything, understand? So we just want them to act out and not talk, understand? So yeah, that's how I feel about everything like it's happening here now.
Okay, thank you so much.